did you speak to an organization called We the Investors?
I have no memory of that.
Mr. Gensler, the no memory routine from a lot of appointees is really getting old. You guys are discussing and leading some of the various regulations facing our economy. So to come before a committee of Congress, have no idea what you talked to with a senator's staff about 13D?
The meeting was with the
You're
senator,
about to
sir.
watch and SEC
All right,
chairman
well then.
suddenly develop the worst case of political amnesia ever recorded the moment a Republican starts asking real questions. I don't remember. I wasn't aware. I have no memory of that. Really? The same guy who regulates Wall Street down to the decimal point suddenly can't remember where millions of campaign dollars went when he was the CFO for Hillary Clinton. That's like a bank teller saying they don't remember where the vault is. Congressman Byron Donalds walks him straight into that contradiction like a prosecutor setting a trap. And the excuses start flying faster than campaign emails in 2016. If you enjoy watching political dodgeball get exposed in real time, hit like, subscribe, and stay with me. Let's watch the full clip before I give you the full breakdown.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Gentleman from Florida, Mr. Donalds, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chairman Gensler, welcome back. Hey, do you remember where we left off, you and I?
I do. You're a very good questioner, sir.
All right, well, let me
Remember
refresh. Let's bring some things up. Where we left off was, did you facilitate the payment for the Steele dossier for the Hillary Clinton campaign back in 2016? Because you were the CFO. You acknowledged that. You also said, in response to my question, that this payment was not something that I was aware of, quote unquote. Those are your words. Interesting things have occurred since then. John Podesta actually testified to a committee of Congress, and John Podesta testified to a question about, was Gary, meaning you, was he day-to-day, hands-on, signing every check? And so John Podesta testifies, actually he was under a deposition with a committee here in Congress. He says, yes, I don't know if he signed the checks, but he was there every day, meaning you. So let's circle back. Were you aware of the fact that the Hillary Clinton campaign actually paid for the Steele dossier, which unleashed one of the worst issues of intelligence malfeasance that our nation has ever seen?
No, sir, I answered this 6 months ago, and this is the same answer today. No.
You weren't aware of what was going on? Mr. Gensler, I find that very interesting because, you know, if I listen to some of the people and the staff that have left the SEC, you're very aware of everything that is going on. It's actually your MO. You're very hands-on. So you're going to tell the committee right now you had no idea that the Hillary Clinton campaign, of which you were the CFO on, sent money to Perkins Coie for a dossier that was phony, that led to the spying on of a presidential campaign in 2016. You were not aware of any of this?
Look, sir, as a chief financial officer in a political campaign, I was not aware of what a law firm was doing with some of the money that they got.
Now, I find that interesting because in some of your other rhetoric about CFOs in the public sector, the private sector of our economy, you are very tough on CFOs. You've said on the record on many occasions that CFOs have a fiduciary responsibility to the organizations that they cover, that they should be aware of everything that is going on. So how is that a standard you hold CFOs in the private sector to, but you don't hold yourself to that same standard?
That's not a standard that the SEC holds CFOs to. It's about their financials and that the financials are put together in accordance with GAAP and that the numbers are accurate. And that they're
So did you accurately pay for the Steele dossier
regards.
out of the Hillary Clinton campaign?
Sir, I learned about that way after President Trump was a president and Hillary Clinton was a private citizen.
All right, well, let's move on. We'll probably circle on that another time. I want to reference a story in Capital Account from June 13. Mr. Chairman, I ask for unanimous consent for the story be entered into the record.
Without objection.
The story notes that you met with Senator Tammy Baldwin in May about the SEC's proposal related to the 13D beneficial ownership disclosure, at which time you allegedly asked Senator Baldwin's staff, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, to contact an organization called We the Investors to submit comment letters in favor of the 13D proposal. Subsequently, the SEC was flooded with 350 plus comment letters from so-called individuals, but mostly form letters stamped with the moniker We the Investors in favor of their proposal. It appears to me that you have engaged in astroturfing to advance your own agenda. Is this true? If this is true, is this a serious breach of impartiality that would violate the spirit, if not the letter of the law of the APA?
Sir, again, I don't know what the press is talking about. I remember a meeting with the senator. It was a good thought.
Did you meet with Senator Baldwin in May with respect to 13D?
I think that it's on my public calendar that I met with Senator Baldwin. I meet with senators and representatives.
Okay, so here's what we do.
Regular
I need to
basis.
get from your public calendar if you actually met with Senator Baldwin. I think the committee would like to know that. In this meeting with Senator
think I
Baldwin's
did.
staff, did you speak to an organization called We the Investors?
I have no memory of that.
Mr. Gensler, the no memory routine from a lot of appointees is really getting old. You guys are discussing and leading some of the various regulations facing our economy. So to come before a committee of Congress, have no idea what you talked to with a senator's staff about 13D?
The meeting was with the senator, sir.
D?
The meeting was with the senator, sir.
All right, well then, if you don't recall what you said to a United States senator about key issues facing our economy
No,
from a regulatory basis,
Please, sir.
that's a real problem,
You're
don't you
a good
think?
questioner, but please, sir, that story is not one that I would confirm. It's not a story that I believe is accurate.
Let me ask you a question, broad base. Do you think it's appropriate for the chairman of the SEC, or frankly the head of any agency, to engage with outside groups to accomplish the agenda they want to see through rulemaking?
We are responsible under the Administrative Procedure Act to hear from outside parties, market participants, constituents in your district, members
No,
of
that's not my
Congress.
question. We want to hear from outside
obligated.
groups.
We're
Is it
obligated
okay
by
to
those-
foment outside groups to help you
Gentlemen's
accomplish what you want to
time's
see?
Now that
Gentlemen's
you've seen
time's
the
ex-
exchange,
Thank you, Mr.
let's talk about what just happened. Because Byron Donalds didn't just ask questions. He cornered the SEC chairman with his own logic. Think about this for a second. Gary Gensler was the chief financial officer for the Hillary Clinton campaign. CFO. That's not the intern. That's not the guy refilling the coffee machine. The CFO is literally the person responsible for knowing where the money goes. And yet when Donalds asks about the Steele dossier payments, money that went through a law firm and helped ignite one of the biggest political scandals in modern history, suddenly the answer is, no sir, I wasn't aware. Come on. Donalds immediately calls out the double standard. And this is where the moment gets brutal. Because Gensler, as SEC chairman, has spent years lecturing corporate CFOs about their fiduciary responsibilities. According to him, private sector executives must know everything about the financial flows inside their organizations. Every number, every detail, every transaction. But when it comes to his own campaign role, the standard magically disappears. Apparently, when Democrats are in charge, the CFO is just a confused bystander who wandered into the accounting department by accident. That contradiction was devastating. And Donalds didn't stop there. He pivoted to another issue, allegations that Gensler may have encouraged outside activist groups to flood the SEC with comment letters to support his regulatory agenda. That's called astroturfing, where you manufacture fake grassroots support to push government policy. And again, what do we hear? I don't remember. I have no memory of that. Washington's favorite defense strategy, selective amnesia. Here's the bigger picture. Republicans like Byron Donalds are doing what Congress is actually supposed to do: hold powerful bureaucrats accountable. The SEC controls massive parts of the American economy. Its chairman shouldn't be dodging questions about political money, regulatory manipulation, or meetings with senators like a witness in a courtroom drama who suddenly forgot his own birthday. Donalds kept it simple. If you demand accountability from corporate America, you'd better live by the same rules yourself. No special exemptions. No political loopholes. No convenient memory loss. And that's why this exchange matters. Because when Republicans ask tough questions, the mask slips, and suddenly the people running massive federal agencies look a lot less confident about their own standards.